Good morning, students. Due to COVID-19 problem, we are unable to do the general classes. That's why our school and our management arrange some online classes with some hard copies. So students, stay at home and do all the homework which are sent through online and WhatsApp and message, and collect some hard copies from our schools. So students, today we discuss about Science Chapter 2, Standard 6. Now, Chapter 2, Living organisms and their surroundings. So students, this is your hard copy. Chapter 2, Living organisms and their surroundings. You know students, living and non-living things are present in our earth. We see different things in our surrounding like plant, birds, house, fish, soil, stone, chair, etc. Based on characteristics like growth and movements, things around us are divided into two groups. That was living things and non-living things. Plants and all animals are called as living things, and stone, pencil, chair, book and other things, they are called non-living things. Why they are called living? Why they are not called living things? So go through the characteristic of the living beings. First one, living beings need food. You know that all living beings, for their energy, they need foods, and green plants is the main part of our heart who makes food for us by the process of photosynthesis. And the second characteristic of living beings is living beings show growth. That means living beings usually do not remain in same size. You know, students, suppose there is a puppy in your local village, and at that time when the puppy grows and it makes into a dog. Then third point, all living beings respire. That means living beings cannot live without breathing. For breathing we need oxygen. Oxygen helps in oxidation of food to release energy. Animals have different mechanism for the exchange of gases. Plants also respire to release energy. They make air through tiny pores called stomata. Then next characteristic, all living beings move. You know that animals move from one place to other place, but plants cannot move from one place to another place, but they can move down and downside and upside. The next characteristic, all living beings respond to stimuli. That means they have some feelings. Human beings show stimulation, but plants also respond. Some plants respond stimuli. For example, touch me not plant. The next characteristic is living organism excrete. That means removal of waste product from our body. You know, animals excrete urine, sweat and inhaled air, and plants excrete water vapor, carbon dioxide and waste product as a secretion. Then another characteristic, all living beings reproduce their own kind. That means it is a process of reproduction which the all animals produce their young ones through eggs or by the giving birth to their young ones, and plants also reproduce through seeds, roots and other parts of the plant. So all these characters are according to their living and non-living things. Now we go through habitat. What is habitat? All living Organisms are depend on each other not only for food but also for basic necessities. The living place provides an organism with all its basic necessities is called habitat. You know types of habitat. First one is aquatic habitat, that means water habitat. Next one is terrestrial habitat, that means land habitat. Aquatic habitat, that means the plant, the animal who live inside the water, they are called aquatic habitat. But they are also divided into three types: marine habitat, freshwater habitat, and coastal habitat. Then terrestrial habitat. Terrestrial habitat means the habitat of the plant or animal that live on the land is called terrestrial habitat. They are rainforest habitat, temperature forest habitat, boreal forest habitats, grasslands habitat, and desert habitats. So students, and another habitats is tundra habitats, mountain habitats. These are the main habitats of aquatic and terrestrial habitat. Now, what are the main components of habitat? Our environment is made up of living and non-living components. You know that. Living components are also biotic components. Non-living components are called abiotic components. So, biotic components are producer, consumer, and a decomposer. Producer means grand plants that make their own food. Why the process of photosynthesis is called producer. Consumers, that means some organisms depend directly or indirectly on the food prepared by the plants called consumers. They are herbivorous, that means plant eaters, carnivorous, that means animal eaters, and omnivorous, that means both plant and animal eaters. Then decomposers, living organisms which derive their food from dead and decaying plants, they are called decomposer. Bacteria, fungi, like they are called decomposer. Some abiotic components. The non-living or abiotic components include air, water, soil, sunlight, temperature are called abiotic components. These are the different habits of non-living and living. Then we go adaptation. What do you mean by adaptation? The presence of specific features which enable an organism to survive on its surrounding are called adaptation. Adaptation for desert habitats, plant life, and animal life. Plants have long roots which help to absorbing water. Plants have fleshy stem to store water. Leaves are either absent, very or modified into spines. Adaptation for desert habitats of animal life. The desert animals like rats and snakes stay in burrows deep in the sand. A camel has several adaptations. It has a hump. It can drink plenty of water. It exhausts small amount of urine. It has a long legs that keep its body away from the heat. Then adaptation for polar and mountain habitat. These are plant life and animal life. The trees growing here are normally concept and have sloping branches. The leaves of these are needle-like, which helps rainwater and snow to slide off easily. Students, animal life, they have thick layer of fur and protect them from cold. Penguins have a layer of oily waterproof feathers, what a thick layer of fat. Then adaptation for grassland habitats, that means plant life and animal life. Flexible stalks so that bend and do not break in a windy condition. Small leaves to reduce loss of water. Then animal life, their skin is generally light. They can catch scent of animals. They have long claws. They have strong teeth. They have long ears. They have strong legs and can run very fast. Now the last adaptation in aquatic plants, that is plant life and animal life. In aquatic plants, the roots are much reduced in size. The stems of these plants are long, yellow, and light in weight. Stems have air spaces, floating leaves are large and flat. In aquatic adaptation, animal life is they have streamlined bodies, they have slippery scales, they have gills for breathing, they have flat fins and tails, they have an air bladder. Students, these are the main points of chapter 2. So go through the hard copy. If any doubt, then contact me on my number. Stay home, save your life. Thanks.